Hey, Coach, when a lot of times everybody's excited about the new talent coming in, but last year, despite the record, you guys were so close in so many games. What do you take from that and realizing that this franchise isn't that far away from being where you want to be?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Good question. We weren't satisfied where we landed last year, but winning 13 games, being in 26 close games, we were in moments that those guys hadn't been in before. So we needed to have practice in those moments. So that's kind of our focus as we came to this year. We kind of had our baseline to start. We weren't starting from zero, and we've really focused on a lot of in-game situations. A lot of those were defensive possessions that we just could not get a stop, that we really needed to stop. And so that's something we've really focused on during training camp.
Tony.
Christie, last year you reminded us a lot about how many first and second year players you had on the team. Now this year, as you guys push towards wanting to be a postseason team, how does that change what you have to do as a coach and stylistically to make sure that the goals are tailored towards winning and less about the development for younger players?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Last year was about developing, about setting our culture, creating a standard. We did that, and that's kind of what has made coming into this year. I wouldn't say easier, but just more organized. We take a lot of pride in being organized with our practices, making sure we're hitting on all the things that we need to hit on. Going into this game against Dallas on Friday, compared to where we were a year ago going to Chicago, we are so far ahead. And then after our scrimmage yesterday, just to take a few things from that, we had several great opportunities in in-game stuff that came about that we're going to get to talk about tomorrow. Today, we gave them the day off. Yeah, they're having a day off right now. So,
Lou, go ahead.
Lynn just said an idea of winning a championship right away. Let's be realistic. But she said the goal is really the playoffs. But when you talk to players, they're always thinking we can win today and we can win every day. So how do you balance that outlook with their, the improvement you're looking for?
yeah, one of the things that we really talk about is we can't get too high and we can't get too low, right? And last year there was a time where we had won some games early, and I think we kind of got ahead of ourselves a little bit. We want to win each day in practice, try to be the best practice team, find some way to get better every day, working towards our main goal, which, we do want to get to the playoffs. That's our goal. But we also have a plan in place and steps that we want to make sure that we don't skip any to get to that so we can have more of that sustainable success.
Dana, go ahead.
Hey, I'm Dana with the Indy Star. I don't think we've met.
No, ma'am.
Caitlyn Clark, I know everyone's talking about her, but how big of an impact do you think she can make in one season?
In one season. I think it's hard to think that being in 5 practices in, the way she helps our team, of course, she can shoot the basketball, which really helps us spread the floor out. But her ability to pass and her willingness to pass is just something like that's what all of our players are talking about right now. I mean, if you talk to them, they're just really surprised at how well she's able to find them on the court in transition. So I think just her being on the court spaces it out, but also like how she's able to get people involved. And she's, like I said, a willing passer at any point in time. She just has made some of our players, she makes us all better.
Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, because of NIL, young players today are coming in some ways, they're already professionals. They've already earned money. They have agents. Obviously, that was the case with Aaliyah and with Caitlyn. Does that change anything in terms of how they come into the league because they've already, in some ways, experienced professionalism? Does that translate at all on the court?
Yeah, being my second year and experiencing that, I would say in my experience before NIL, I would say no, because they come in hungry, wanting to prove something. There's a lot of people that are saying, oh, it takes so long to just get acclimated to the league, and it does. I mean, it's a different level. But in my experience, Mike, they come in hungry, ready to work, ready to fit in, wanting to do whatever is needed for the team to have success.
Chloe, go ahead.
Yeah, just some of the returning players, Aaliyah and Alyssa, they've kind of said the start of training camp is less chaotic and a little more they're more easily able to ingrain new players into the culture with you being in your second year. Just how have you seen the culture evolve kind of going into your second year of training camp?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's night and day. I tell them, the players that are returning, just how proud I am of what they did last year to set us up for where we are this year. They worked really hard, and we were hard on them. I mean, we were hard and we were disciplined, and they had to follow a lot of team rules that they had put into place, but it really helped us in the long run with our discipline and structure. So I think all those standards that were created last year really set us up for making it a lot smoother transition coming into this year.
Tony.
Christie, what will be important to you in making those decisions to get it from 15 to 12 in the next couple weeks?
You know, there's a lot of when you look at a team, especially in this league, you've got to make sure you have the right players 1 through 12, right? So, like, you have your starters, and then you have their subs. But then, like, Lynn and I talk all the time about 10, 11, 12, right? Like, those have got to be the right people. And that's kind of what I talked to the team about yesterday. Everything is earned. Playing time is earned. Your role is earned. And sometimes that just isn't about being the best player in that, in that group of 15. If you bring something to the team, that could be 10, 11, 12. That's just, those players have to be the positive, always ready to help, always prepared to come in if anything, foul trouble, injuries. So those are special people as well. So I think, we talk every day after practice. We rank our players. We don't just talk playing time. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. And the one thing we do have, it's going to be hard decisions because we've really got some great people that have amazing character out there on that basketball court.
Brad, go ahead.
Christie, Erica talked earlier this week about being a big sister on this team. Where have you seen her most excel in a leadership role that's maybe evolved this season?
Yeah, Erica Wheeler wants to win. She wants to win at whatever cost, whatever her role needs to be. Last year when I brought her here with me when I was in Atlanta, I knew what she brought, and it had nothing to do with the basketball. I knew how she was in the locker room. I know how she is with relationships. I know how she is with just wanting to help other people. And she takes pride in that. And I am so happy that that's being recognized right now. I saw a tweet, or somebody had sent me a tweet that, her interview and what she said. And that just made me proud because I don't think people really understand how important that person is. So for what she did for all of the incoming rookies, for what she's done for the rookies who were here last year, and just how she made a point to make the relationship with Nalissa Smith better in the offseason this year, even after we'd had a whole year with Aaliyah Boston, all the returners. Like, she worked at that. And I can't thank her enough, and I appreciate that so much.